I'm Amy, 28, standing on the balcony of my Dubai office. Looking at the city lights twinkling below, I'm reminded of that fateful night at my cousin Lily's engagement party. It was the turning point that changed my relationship with my family forever. My family is part of the upper-class society in Boston. My father, Richard, is a strict and traditional businessman, always believing in a set path for success. My mother, Victoria, is more concerned about social status and appearances. They've always had high expectations for me, but in their eyes, I've never quite measured up. I've always been passionate about graphic design. At 22, I decided to pursue my dream in Europe instead of following my father's plan to go to business school. This decision didn't sit well with my family. They thought it was a waste of time and a deviation from the proper path. Fast forward to Lily's engagement party. I was standing alone at the bar of the Boston Country Club, holding a crystal champagne flute that trembled in my hand. The party was perfect, just like my family's fake smiles. I kept checking my phone for messages from my fiancé, Ethan, an aviation consultant based in Zurich. But there was nothing. My mother came over, introducing an older couple, the Johnsons, to me. "This is Amy. She's single at the moment," she said with a practiced smile. I bit my tongue, knowing that I'd been engaged to Ethan for 2 years, but she always pretended he didn't exist. Just then, I heard my mother and Aunt Grace's voices from around the corner. 2 years engaged to a man no one's ever met. Who does that? An aviation consultant? More like a glorified flight attendant, my mother slurred. Aunt Grace laughed. I've started calling him her imaginary fiancé. The phone slipped from my numb fingers. Memories of years of their doubt and dismissal came flooding back. When I told them about my growing client list in Europe, my mother would always say, "That's nice, dear. But did you hear? Lily got a promotion at her law firm." I remembered the first time I met Ethan in a crowded Zurich conference room. He listened intently as I presented my branding concepts for his airline client. "Your work is exceptional. Your family must be so proud," he said. I laughed bitterly. "They think I'm just playing at having a career while looking for a husband." He covered my hand with his. "Then they don't know you at all." Lily called me for the family toast. Just then, I got a text from Ethan. "Finished early, missing you." Something inside me shifted. I'd spent my whole life trying to gain my family's approval, but at that moment, I realized it wasn't worth it. I texted back, "Now, please come now." When I stepped up to the microphone, my mother was beaming, expecting another polite performance. I began. "When two people find each other, they deserve belief and support. Lily and her fiancé have that in abundance. But some people, like me, build their lives while facing doubt from their closest family." My mother's smile faltered. After my toast, my friend Sarah showed me the family group chat. Words like "she needs therapy," "no real career" jumped out. My father said I was going through a phase, just like he did when I left business school. Then I heard the sound of helicopter blades. My mother tried to stay calm, saying someone must be lost. But I knew it was Ethan. As the helicopter landed, Ethan emerged in his sharp suit. He greeted everyone, giving Lily and her fiancé first-class upgrades for their honeymoon. My family was shocked. My father asked about Ethan's business, and Ethan confidently talked about his consulting work in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. My mother saw the headlines about my company, Amy's Global Branding, securing a major Middle East deal on her phone. Suddenly, everyone's attitude changed. My brother Tom said he always knew I'd make it big, though I remembered him once saying graphic design was for people who couldn't handle real jobs. My mother said they'd always supported my independence, but I knew the truth. The next day, my mother called, saying they wanted to reconnect as a family and talk about investment opportunities for my business. But I knew they were just sorry they couldn't use me before. I invited them to Dubai to see the life I'd built. 3 weeks later, they arrived. They were disappointed by our modest car and the understated hotel. But when they saw my office, with its wall of client logos and industry awards, they were in awe. That evening, at a rooftop restaurant, I played the recording of my mother and Aunt Grace's mockery. I told them I didn't invite them for an apology, but to see the truth. My mother cried, admitting they were wrong. Now months have passed. My mother sends me articles about female entrepreneurs, and my father asks about my projects. We have monthly video calls. Aunt Grace is no longer part of our lives. Just like the city of Dubai, constantly evolving, I've evolved too. I've learned that the greatest revenge isn't proving them wrong, but living a life where their approval doesn't matter. And as I look out at the city, I know I'm on the right path.